I'm going to use this same data for boxing. What I'm going to do is I've already ordered the data, the same data that I have for mean, median, mode, and range. I already have the same data. So when you're doing box and whisker, you're still going to have to find the median. So in order to find the median, you have to order the data from least to greatest. Therefore, I'm going to keep the data in the same order. I'm just going to copy it up top so I can have some room. So the first number is 5, and then we have 6, and then we have 38, 39. Now, I just copied that data again. I could make a mistake. I could have, right? So what I need to do is I need to count the data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5, 6, 10, 12, 12. 5, 6, 10, 12, 12. 16, 19, 23, 27. 16, 19, 23, 27. 30, 36, 38, 39. 30, 36, 38, 39. Now, have all of my data. There's a certain amount of data that we need to collect when we talk about box and whisker. We need to collect the median. We need to collect what's called the upper extreme, and I'm going to abbreviate that UE. Then we need to collect the lower extreme, which is LE. Then I ask my students to collect the range data, which we went over in the last segment with mean, median, mode, and range. So we know what the range is. So if you remember what the range is from mean, median, mode, and range, then you're going to understand upper extreme and lower extreme. After the range, we're going to get the upper quartile. We're going to abbreviate that UQ. Lower quartile and interquartile range. And I'm going to abbreviate that IQR. Going to make us a nice little box here. All right. So we need to find the median, the upper extreme, the lower extreme, the range, the upper quartile, the lower quartile, and the interquartile range. Now, from the mean, median, mode segment, we know that the median is the middle number. And in this case, we're using the same data from the mean, median, mode, range segment. So therefore, the median is the same from the segment. So the median from these set of numbers is 19, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 numbers. So we have 6 numbers on this side, 6 numbers on that side, or should I say 6 numbers on the left and 6 numbers on the right. And then that 1 in the middle. So 6 and 6 is 12, 1 in the middle makes 13. Therefore, 19 is our median. So we're going to put 19 there. Now, if you recall from the mean, median, mode segment, we had what's called the range. The range is simply the highest number in the data set minus the lowest number in the data set. And here, the highest number in the data set is 39. And the lowest number in this data set is 5. Now, when you're dealing with box and whisker plots, the highest number in the data set has a name. And guess what it's called? You guessed it. The upper extreme. And the lowest number in the data set when you're dealing with box and whisker plots is called the lower extreme. Now, the upper extreme is 39. The lower extreme is 5. Now, when you're dealing with box and whisker plots, the range, as you can see, is the same. So the range is the upper extreme minus the lower extreme, or 34. Now, when you're dealing with box and whisker plots, your data needs to be divided in two. Now, the way that you divide this data in two is by the median. The median actually divides this data in two. So you have a lower half, and we're going to call that LH. And then we're going to have an upper half. We call that UH. And that's split by the median, which is 19. Now, the upper quartile and the lower quartile, the way you determine that is you have to find the median of the upper half and the lower half. So when you're trying to find the upper quartile, you have to find the median of the upper half of data. Here in the upper half, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So when you have 6 numbers and you divide by 2, you got 3 numbers on one side and 3 numbers on the other side. So therefore, you have to find out what the average of those 2 middle numbers are. And in the lower half, you have 3 on the left and 3 on the right. So you have to find the average of those 2. The lower quartile is the average or the median of the lower half. And the upper quartile is the average or median of the upper half. So the average of the upper half is 30 plus 36, which is 66. And that's divided by 2. 66 divided by 2 is 33. So the upper quartile is 33. Now, the average of the lower half, or the median of the lower half, is 10 plus 12, which is 22, divided by 2, and that equals 11. The lower quartile is 11. Let's put that in. And now we have the interquartile range. The interquartile range, if you just hear that word range and think about this range, you'll know that this range up here, the first range that we had, is the difference between the upper extreme and the lower extreme. Okay, the interquartile range is similar because it's the difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. And the upper quartile is 33, and the lower quartile is 11. So 33 minus 11 is 22. So 22 is your interquartile range. So this is all of your data for the box and whisker plot, but we're missing one thing.